Okay, yeah. Who's ready to roll some dice? Woo!
Yes.
I've got the big dice for the big dice energy.
Hell yeah. Bigger.
Bigger? Oh, do I have bigger? I need to get bigger.
2 sessions of lore dump. Just everything all at once. All the information and history and new mysteries and any character revelations since all the malarkey last session. What's everybody thinking?
I'm more special than I think I am. Or probably have realized.
That's right.
Yeah, the last thing that I remember was Mando wants to kind of take this newfound knowledge of this whole operation back to his original village and his teacher to investigate whether or not he actually, like, whether or not they were, you know, a branched off renegade sect.
Yeah.
Get to the bottom of that. But also, still want to get vengeance upon the little dude who wronged us and made me start the ordering, and also starts with the M. I can't think of it.
Ilpa?
Ilpa was one.
Yeah.
And Moesco.
Yeah, but wasn't Moesco we found, like, he's like the errand boy of Ilpa.
He is, but I still want to kill him.
Ike's definitely conflicted about things now. He's always been very sure of himself, but for the first time he's taking pause and rethinking some things, and might be a little more contemplative a little while, as opposed to leaping to action. He might start thinking about things a little bit more, because he's realizing that sometimes there's information you may not have.
Yeah. Null is sitting there, not contemplating on your level, but more of like he wants to know more. Like, he's been kind of spoon-fed a couple of little things, everything, and making him think that he's got more of a history. And maybe he's got a place. Like, he's never really felt like he fit in really anywhere, just kind of wandering around. So
Yeah.
somebody knows him. And he wants to know who.
Dun, dun, dun. Not just someone. Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh. An organization, perhaps.
And then, Cal, any takeaways?
Yeah. Cal's got this new staff that he's been looking up and admiring. Plus, he's got this necklace that he didn't really want the little girl to keep. And Solver's at him, basically. So he's like, okay, well, I'll hold on to this. We'll have to figure that out. That goes.
Yeah, as a cleric, you know, it's one thing to just worship or do services, you know, or acts in service to a deity, but like to actually face to face with one, it's pretty rare.
Yeah. He was holding on to the necklace that way in case it happens again. Or so that no one else will get hurt by it, I guess.
Yeah, the smith Tafuratal, the elder Phandalorian, sends you on your way, but as a kind of to soften the blow of losing 7, she offers up a small team to kind of man, if you you don't have to but she offers them if you want. It is a small team of Phandalorians, a group. They would basically the things that 7 would take care of, like little maintenance thing, housekeeping. If you guys are in town, like you don't have to worry about locking it up or anything. It'll be taken care of. They can also man the mangonel and steer the ship at once. Not the ballista, but the mangonel. So
Cal already gave them a great name, SEAL Team 7.
SEAL Team 7.
I like that.
There we go.
How tiny are they? Are they can we use them as things to spy on with? Like, could they like get into little places?
So they are varying sizes, and this particular group, it's a group of 4, and they come up to you, and one seems to step out in front, and he is the shortest by far. And we're going to say dwarven, clearly dwarven. Like they're all wearing Phandalorian, but like it's unmistakable. Like the body shape. Steps forward. Name's Vorenus. Oh.
He pulls out a tape measure.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, no. So yeah, Null says hello.
And I'll type this. We've been assigned. If you'll do us the honor, we will make sure this ship stays fit and tip-top, and that no intruders may find their way aboard. We serve the greater good. Hwah! And then the 3 behind him will echo his grunt. And
what color is their garb?
So the Vorenus, and I'll put this in the chat. Oops.
No comment. He throws out a comment. It's like, okay. We got a home security system now?
Yes, but I won't say we're an upgrade from 7 of 11. Any of the 11 brothers would be a spectacle, a marvel to witness, to work beside, but I understand they're needed now for the reconstruction of the Vonendod and to bring back online for the battle ahead. But we, although we are veterans, we still got some moves. We will serve you well.
I suppose anything is better than nothing.
And then behind him, the next one steps up, and this one's huge. This one's about the size of bakery back in Finland. This the what's Minotaur? Sorry. And he steps forward. Oh, anything needs doing, you can count on us. I'm me myself. I'm good with cleaning and repairs up on the ship. And I don't cost much. I'll just say that I like to eat a lot, but you can count on me in a battle. That's for sure. So they got 2 of them.
Like as a throwable?
No, he's quite large. I mean, depending on what the target is, I might be game for it. And we'll say the Phandalorians, the ice, what's it called? The eye slit, the holes in the helmet where the eyes go. The one is clearly like a T, like a capital T for Titus, and then Vorenus, and again they kind of hold to the Phandalorian style, but obviously there's like one's a T and one's a V, so easy to remember. Titus and Vorenus. And then behind them, I imagine them walking up the gate that comes down on the back of the ship. They're walking their way up. And then behind them, you see two more, and these two are arguing with each other. And
Siblings?
they might, you can say they're acting like that. One seems to be way more relaxed in his gait, and he kind of a John Wayne stepping forward, left, right, kind of a swagger. And but the other one seems to be kind of a little bit fussy and a little bit more uppity with his walk, and he seems to be just distressed a little bit and arguing with the other one. And you finally get within earshot, and the one who's a little bit more light on his feet and flustered says something to the effect of, "Oh, Crowley, I do wish you would just drop it. They're not going to call you captain. Of course you're not captain. So we're not going to go through this. I've been a captain before." And the other one, you hear more casually stepping forward, "All right, who thinks they're the boss around here?" And he's kind of looking at you guys.
Chest a little bit.
Yeah, right. He doesn't even
It's obvious. It's obvious. Kind of like Star-Lord and Thor. Everyone knows.
No, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Right. Well.
Why didn't we name them the Seven Dwarves?
7 doors. There's 4 of them.
But that's not the funny. It's named after 7.
We could pick. Oh, the 7 dwarves. Nice.
Anyway.
Nice. I like that.
Well, now in side quest, hire 3 more.
Just round it out. That could be a thing. There were more dwarves. Anyway.
That could be a thing. Yeah, we could go on.
So they're actually just the Vorenus is a dwarf. We're gonna say Titus is a Goliath, and then these two. Obviously, they have helmets on, but Crowley. I'll put this in the.
Alistair?
Crowley has a tail coming out, and I'll guess anybody with, I guess maybe Cal might get a little tinge, not like an alert or whatever, but you notice that there might be a little bit of a touch of demonic influence there. And likewise, though, but not evil, but you do get a little sense of that little fiendishness.
His spidey sense went off.
Right. But in the same light, his friend with him, the other Phandalorian, the 4th, Aziraphale.
I've heard a few names. I've heard Titus, Vorenus, Crowley, and now Aziraphale.
So Titus and Vorenus, Crowley, and Aziraphale. There's 4 total. They're in the chat on the Roll20.
Who was the Minotaur?
Sorry, I was referencing a Minotaur from earlier. This was when comparing the size of Titus. So let me see. Vorenus, Dwarf, Phandalorian. And then Titus, Goliath, Crowley. We're getting what's it called? Someone's bright now. Oh, now I gotta remove the filter.
There we go.
You put so much filter on that it blinded him when you turned the lights on.
Nice, visible.
Blinded by
There we
the
go.
light.
I just so I'm closing the chat on Discord on the computer, and I have it running on my iPad now.
Nice. No, much better.
The camera looked to be actively dying more as the
right
keep going on. Okay, let's grab this real quick. This seems to work.
And then Cal, you pick up the tiefling fiendishness of it all. At the same time, you're getting hit by pure goodness and light coming off the other one, and you get a glint of his skin, and you notice that it's kind of softly glowing a little bit, and it's a little bit pale, and you would hopefully know through your travels that's an Aasimar. So you've got a tiefling and Aasimar, Goliath, and Dwarf. All Phandalorians, and I will say Vorenus seems to be armed to the teeth. Like any weapon you can imagine, it's got like a little nook and cranny for it, like Batman style. Like Batman going on a special mission, not like just every night Batman. Like, and then Titus the Goliath carries a giant hammer that doesn't seem like it should be able to be wielded by, a standard mortal man. And then you have
Null likes to hammer, so he's staring at it.
yes. And then the two, and of course everybody's a little bit Phandalorian, so a little bit of artificer. They have a little bit of that, but and then they kind of specialize after the fact. And then you'll see Aziraphale, the Aasimar, seems to be wearing one of the green tunics, like the special team earlier that helped the living ship. And then Crowley seems to have a cowl, and it has special almost feathers to it, and very dark, and it seems to be whenever he approaches a shadow, he almost seems to like just become one with it, even if he's not even trying to hide. He's so sneaky looking. So anyway, so there's your new crew. You've got a new crew now. Yay. Like I said, like little housekeeping stuff, just so that we don't have to like, I don't want it to be like a story mechanic that we have to like find a place to, it's like going to the bathroom. It's like, we just assume it happens. Like, unless it could be
because Null really wanted to know this information. Like, he wanted to make sure there was a schedule to keep and everything.
Right.
Everyone has to nightly make excursions into the woods to relieve themselves, which is an opportunity for an encounter.
We can start rolling.
I would like to point out that Null doesn't do any of this thing that organic life does.
Right.
Who does number 2?
Or you go, Null just goes through the motions, like, it's like, so what do you guys
Just to
do
make
when you
everyone
go out there?
comfortable.
Right.
Pantomime's normal life.
It's how their programmers keep the robots in check. Robots have to waste 3 hours of every day doing mundane tasks just to.
What do you want me to do again? Go to the bathroom again? Why? I just went 5 minutes ago.
You gotta change your oil.
And all these guys, they come, they've got like a backpack with them, so a rucksack or whatever with their rations and everything they would need. They're pretty self-reliant. There is enough room in the ship for still everybody. Like you guys, even like for everybody to barracks, sleeping arrangements. Even though probably wouldn't all be sleeping at the same time. Whatever. Anyway, cool. Tafuratal bids everyone farewell and good luck, and her final bit of advice is to trust your gut. Don't, even though something may feel like it's destined to be a certain way, that you've already proven that it doesn't have to be. And Yeah. So.
What if you don't have a gut?
Your programming. your core programming. Your source code.
Trust in the Prime Directive.
And with that, she will direct a group of workers on the floor, and you'll hear like a clear the loading zone noise or alarm as one of the Stargate devices is shuffled along and moved over to the ground, and through it, the Neverweakened. They bring that through from where it was earlier, right? But I haven't done that yet, right? So the Neverweakened now, and it's they've been working on it, and any dings that you took in the descent, in the controlled descent, remote descent, have been patched up, and yeah. So then I guess the walk up would happen. I did that out of order. My bad. And yeah, and the Stargate kind of when it shuts down. I keep calling it that. I should not call it that. Gonna get sued.
I was gonna ask Atlantis or Universe,
right? Yeah, we're gonna get sued.
It's the Gate Star.
Yeah, the Gate Star. The Gate. We'll just call it Gate. Like, they kind of once the ship is all the way through, it shuts down, and you see some runes being rearranged on there. So they'll take some away, put a new one up, and then they seem to have it ready again. And whenever it's time to go, they activate it, and a new portal opens, and you will see basically what you see. If you look through the portal, you see kind of point of view looking down on the entrance to Axholm. So it would they're basically, you know, if you go through there, you'll be right above where you are right now, just above the tree line. And Titus will open his bag. He's shuffling his big suitcase. He's got like this huge suitcase he's trying to get in, and it gets caught as you guys are like, as all this is happening, about to leave, and this momentous occasion. He gets caught on something, and he tugs, and and the suitcase bursts open, and it's got basically a bunch of drawn pictures of like Goliath women, and in suggestive poses, and also a lot of beef jerky, like 100 pounds, just like confetti bursts everywhere.
Does Null see this?
Yeah. In fact, some will hit you on the face of beef jerky. Boo 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 boo.
Thanks. Null will reply and sarcastically be like, "Very interesting contents you've packed."
Oh, sorry about that. Oh. He gathers all his ladies and puts them back.
This one has pictures of naked women.
Goliath, not just any women.
Yeah.
Big women.
Just a slight thumbs up from Gryke.
Yeah.
And a lot of meat sticks for some reason.
If you like big ladies, you ought to meet mine. She can get real big.
All right, and Vorenus. All right, if nobody minds, we should get on the move. We've got a destiny to fulfill, and he'll like, Captain, if you don't mind. And he's like, so I don't want to like, who would be? I guess but Captain's inappropriate. But it sounds.
Look at me, I'm the captain now. Okay.
Right.
I mean, he did have the captain hat for a while.
Well, no, Mando, but I mean, Vorenus he could be the captain of just the Phandalorians, but not, you guys are in charge, obviously, but like.
So when he says that, Mando like quickly like turns around and is like fumbling around in his bag. And then you see the captain's hat come out. Puts it on his helmet.
Ah, clearly.
Let's go.
So yeah, Vorenus will take the control. 'Cause you guys have been used to the 7 just kind of autopilot everything. So, but Vorenus grabs controls and he seems to, Dragonfly class. It's been a few years, but here we go. And, gets up off the ground and then zoop, goes to the portal and then whoop, closes behind you. There you are, above Axholm. And you'll hear, vrrr, your buzz wings are going, but you'll hear like a woo, like just a bird sound, like a animal sound. But look down, and if you see in the tree line, there's a few of the green tunic Phandalorians bidding you farewell, but they're like camouflaged. And as soon as the second they don't want you to see them, it's just like, oh shit, where'd they go? It's like they're back in the trees.
Yeah, so while we're like flying out, Mando will take the hat and go to Titus and say, at times we are forced to need to go away from the ship and do some adventuring. It is, I think, only befitting that the actual captain title of this ship, since you are now its crew, should pass to you. And he'll put the hat. Oh, he'll reach up and put the hat on his head.
Noel's gonna comment and be like, "Well, that's good. I didn't want to have to call you Captain Mando."
And then Mando pulls out a bigger hat and says, "Call me Admiral."
At that point, Mando pulls out the big captain's jacket and just.
Oh,
I'm feeling a little chilly, but that's yours.
Vice Admiral Amanda. Oh well, thank you. No, I'm not know what to do with all this responsibility. Vorenus, is this okay? I really feel more comfortable if you have it. It's like, I mean, you.
Oh, who did you put as captain again?
The big
Titus.
guy, Titus, the Goliath, but he seems to be fumbling with the pressure of leadership. Oh no! Can we just give it to Vorenus? I'd be more comfortable if Vorenus had it. It's like, quiet.
Hey, you're the captain. You do whatever you want.
That's right. I can do it. So he'll immediately do like a toss move and throw his captain to Vorenus, and Vorenus, without even turning around, just like catches it, and then and then slides it on real nice, like and then it's like, oh, all right, onward then, and without even missing a beat, and he you feel the gravity of you feel the slight jerk as the Neverweakened pushes forward, and you guys start to go away from Axholm and just start to ascend. And he's gonna ask, like, oh yeah, now that we're flying, where to?
A window.
Oh, say what?
Noel's going to walk to a window as the crap takes off.
You see, mostly going vertical, away from the entrance to Axholm, and once you get above you see the trees below, and then the mountain climbs upward, and Vorenus will ask, where to?
Shouldn't we be going horizontal? I like horizontal.
Let's see, where did we want to go?
Didn't it start with a T? Because I proposed going back to Phandalorian or Foundelver, but we said we didn't want to go back there. What was the map?
I think we need to look around to find any, because we know there's this like the ordning's been shattered.
Yeah. We were meant to go. Was it the Triboar Trail that we were meant to go to?
Yeah, I'm
Because
not seeing Triboar on.
Triboar, that was the area we were going to go to, right?
Yeah, I think it was Triboar.
Yeah, because we were like, they were kind of like, hey, go here for the answers.
Yeah, and we had some other business too that we could do in Triboar, so we were going to head there and stay there for a little chunk of
We
time.
needed to. Wasn't someone from when we went to the mine? We need to deliver some information to Triboar.
Is it the wife? The whole thing
Yeah.
with the wife?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Okay. Because her husband, didn't they run the Miners Guild or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Don John Raskin's friend's death.
Yes.
His wife is in Triboar.
Yeah, you guys found Darthag Olgar, poor Darthag, slain by the rat bastards.
Rip. Rest in pieces.
Okay, yeah. So we go to Triboar. To Triboar.
Triboar, I guess.
Triboar!
All right, buckle up. He'll,
So as the craft takes off, Noel looks over and he asks Titus, and he's like, "So do I just call you Captain Titus, like Captain T, like?"
oh no, name's Vorenus. The little one the dwarf has the hat now.
Oh, the
He's
dwarf has a hat now.
Yeah, he was the Titus. Titus is huge, but he's not. He doesn't seem like the leader type.
Yeah.
Was Titus
Well,
the mechanic?
Yes, yeah. Eats a lot. Loves fixing stuff. Loves cleaning.
Well, that screws a joke I was going to do in the future.
And I'm looking up Darthag's wife's name, but I don't see it. I'm like, usually it's a real person if I leave it out of my notes. If it's in the book, maybe I need to get the book.
I remember something about the wife. Like we were definitely something about the wife. I couldn't remember who it was, but Darthag is a name that I have in my notes here too.
Yeah.
And we were going to deliver something or some sort of news or there was something about going and checking out the wife because her husband didn't make it.
Yeah, I think Don John wanted you guys, or he wanted the news to get to her, so that.
Yeah, so I remember we had to do some sort of business in Triboar, and we were like, well, might as well just do it all at once, kind of thing.
Mhm.
And I suggested going back to Foundelver, and we're like, nah, we don't need to go there anymore. We have no other business
We had
there.
just been there.
Yeah, we just been there, so yeah.
And we're trying to deliver this. While we're there, we can also ask around about, are there any giants running amok?
Mm-hmm.
Because we need to. Isn't there something to do with we need to gather? Yeah. So as a part of the Vonendod, we need to find some pieces from fire and frost giants,
Mm-hmm.
so we can help reassemble it.
Yeah, we were getting the information about where the giants were from Triboar.
I forgot I got this obsidian steed.
Yeah, because I was looking over, because I was like, I have a little bit more spells than I thought I did, because I have an 8th level spell. That's because of the Ring of Water Elemental command. And I can, that's dominate monsters, so I can control a water elemental specifically. And then if I slay one of those while I'm attuned to the ring, I get access to several other spells. The question I do have on this one is that during the length of me being attuned to the ring, or is that I have to do that every time, once a day?
No.
Because that's very specific. Also, who can conjure water elementals? That'd be very helpful.
I can conjure all elementals now with the staff.
Cool. So maybe what we'll do is we'll kind of pull up a meta game and have you cast one, and then I help slay one, or like you could cast one in battle and I could control it with this ring. That would be really cool combo.
Fun. Hopefully, there's other elementals.
So, as you are jetting toward Triboar, I'll say beneath you guys, you kind of hug the bottom of the mountains.
Who's driving?
Vorenus, the captain. So you guys have a crew now, so it's more like you're kind of like luxury passengers, even though you're in charge.
Welcome to Paradise Cruises.
Yes, Boston Paradise.
Oh, now it just reminds me of the Fifth Element with that
Yes.
singer. That's
yeah.
exactly.
So it's your crew, it's your ship, but they're your crew. Like they'll run all the mundane stuff for you.
Noel's with Captain V. He's like just monitoring because these are new. These people on the ship are new and everything. So he's kind of keeping an eye out just in case. But he also has no real evidence that they're going to do anything.
Mm.
But he's like somebody else is driving for the first time, so he's just up there with them, just watching driving.
Yeah, you'll see how. There's a almost like an artistry to his technique as he goes, and you'll if you're noticing, he kind of anticipates turbulence and adjusts, and it all kind of seems organic and just flowing with it's like he's not just like boom straight ahead as far as you can. It's like almost like he's feeling the air like a bird would. So
he's like one of those Rolls Royce train drivers that are trained to where they even feel braking.
Yes.
So the only rules this man knows is a Royce.
That's how he rolls.
He's flying it like an Atreides.
So yeah, and in fact, for the first time, the dragonfly does seem to act more like a dragonfly more than it ever has, and it's actually the smoothest ride you guys have experienced. Even though it does seem to be, there are more ups and downs, it's just kind of smoother the way it rides with the wind and the earth and everything. So it's really cool, and you guys are cooking too, making good time as you. Like I said, hug the mountain, the base of the mountains there to your right, off to the south, and then off to the left side, so starboard and port. So port side would be the Star Metal hills, and down there. No, sorry. They're the hills, the hill lands where you would know the Shrine of Savras was from way back when. And you'll know you're about halfway to Triboar because you've been, you guys have been to Butterskull Ranch. That's almost all the way to Triboar. Connieberry, haven't been to Connieberry yet, but you've alluded to it. Trying to solve. So you're getting there. You're like I said, going real fast. And as you start to peel away from the base of the mountains. And the sun, we're going to say you guys are, break of day. The sun starts to, we're going to say when you left, it was morning, and it's only been like a couple hours. And the sun is just like beaming today for whatever reason. And as you making your way over, it's Vorenus says something to the effect of, it's getting, man, the sun's like brighter than normal. I'm going to put on the shades on the front, and he pushes some buttons, and a shade comes down over the front, the window where you guys can see out. As you, where is everybody hanging out on the ship as we're moving along? There's a lot of different places to be as it moves.
Mando is right behind Vorenus, just kind of like slack-jawed. What the hell? Didn't know the ship could be flown with such grace. You can't see it because my mask is covered.
Oh, we lost somebody. Daniel's video cut out. But yeah, so and yeah, it is really cool to behold, and it's almost like you didn't yeah, like you said, you didn't know that you could do this.
Gryke's gonna be up on the top of it, feeling the wind blow through his across his skin and over his bare fur that's kind of sprouted up now, not just part of his mask. It comes up, he's actually has some sprouting out because of the barbarian subclass features.
Nice.
But what he's doing is he's actually sitting there and trying to become more at one with nature. He's practicing with his robe that he got. So he's just kind of sitting there and practicing meditation like he knows how to do. He's done before in training, but it's been a long time since he's tried to be back in touch.
That's cool.
What better way to do it than blistering at 1,000 miles an hour through the sky?
Yeah, it's like how I'm over in the common area or whatnot, sitting in a corner, attuning to the staff, and getting used to what all he can do. That's what I'm doing right now. We're reading up on everything.
And then Null is gone. Null has disappeared.
Update.
Yeah, right? Plug me in! And you're traveling, and then sun gets in your eyes, and then, oh my god! No, there's, we're,
I'm deaf!
from the sun, like I said, it's just the right time of day. It's in the east. You guys are traveling as you turn around the mountain head to the east, and before too long, something comes up on the sensors, beep beep, and there appears to be something approaching, and Vorenus is gonna go not full stop, but definitely slows down to like impulse, like much slower. And it's, like alerts everybody. Yes, approaching possible enemies. Definitely something in the sky. And,
Is that a bird?
anyone with eagle eye? Anyone taking a look?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking out the window.
Well, yeah, Gryke's on
Up there.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, Gryke, your meditation up top, you would get a sudden jolt. You know, not bad enough to knock you down or over, but noticeable. But yeah, everybody take a look. Roll perception.
What's my first?
Everybody on deck. Oh shit.
Hi. Good. We're gonna physical roll. 12. That's with a +7.
Null's too distracted by the Goliath women that he sees.
Oh.
Gryke does not. So you didn't hear, possible enemies. You didn't hear that, but you're you're so at one with nature, and during your meditation on the back, that the wind seems to die down for a second, and far in the distance, without even looking, you don't have to look, but off the bow of the ship, you hear, carried on the wind almost, like an almost giggling.
Titus, your women are here.
Oh joy.
Cal, as you look, you're squinting, and it's hard to see again. Like, you do the thing where you put your hand up to block the sun, and to get a better, like when you're waiting at the light when you're driving or whatever. So
Yeah.
you're like, oh shit, and then before you know it, like it's almost like an optical illusion. There are two figures blotting or disrupting the sun, which is very big at this moment. And I'm thinking like Vietnam movie, Apocalypse Now, with the choppers coming in and the sun back behind them, and you guys are there's something, but they look, their movements are kind of erratic, not like it's a vessel like you guys, but more of like a living thing coming in hot. That's what Cal sees. What do you do?
When they get within 300 feet or meters or whatever it is, our range unit is, I will start opening up on them with my spell sniper.
Nice. And yeah, the guys, your crew, are kind of looking to all of you to
Ready for battle.
for battle. Right. Vorenus says stations, and everybody hops to, and two hop to the front, to the top to operate the part of the mangonel, as one stays below and operates the other part. It's like a giant catapult that on your ship. It has to be turned on the bottom like a turret, and that's where Titus, because normally it would take two people, and he's so large he can do it by himself. And Aziraphale and Crowley up top as they take aim and fire the mechanism. So that's ready to go. And then Mando, do you head up top with them maybe to get the best shot?
Yep.
So I'll arrange everybody. Mando up there, Mando to the front. And then Vorenus is behind. So there we go. Oh, put that in the wrong. Opposite way. Other way. This thing's huge. And then it's misleading. On the map, the front, the thing that you would assume is the front is the bottom ballista, which is actually reverse gravity. The ballista room just below the main deck is reverse gravity. So it's like as soon as as soon as you enter that room, it's like you're upside down. And
Can I magnetize my feet?
Ooh, yeah.
Not do that. Noel likes to keep his feet on the ground if all possible.
All right, cool. So we got the two Phandalorians and Mando up top, ready with the mangonel, and then Cal is on the main deck with Null, and then Gryke is on the kind of the back main deck level. Mm-hmm. Cool. All right, and does Gryke stay there? After hearing on the wind.
Yeah, I think so. I think I probably would still stay there, just because at the end of the day, I mean, they gotta either come to him or he's gonna see him far enough away, so there's not much he can do.
All right, so yes, the vessels, not the vessels, the beings. Sure enough, as soon as it's within range, and Vorenus is kind of watching as he steers. He's got his instruments in front of him, like the beep, 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 and it's like waiting for this. And he tells everybody, "It's within range, fire!" And he'll so for Mando and the veterans, everybody is going to fire.
So as a part of my preparation, I have my force ballista take the form of the actual long range ballista.
Yes.
So my range is 240 feet.
Okay.
That's when I can start opening up.
So at 300 feet, the mangonel will let loose, and it is going to go for one of these things. Oh, not 9, veteran. And that is going to hit. 22 hits for 28 damage on one of them. This is the giant stone that get hurled, and then everyone watching now these things, I will put 2 of them on so they won't be like they appear literally, but you'll know that they're just out there. Let's see, layer token. Here we go. and one gets hit, and it takes a dip in the sky, and you can tell now it's getting closer. You can see it's flapping, and these things are winged creatures on their way to it. And one gets hit. The one that gets hit lets out a stupid, childish cackle, and as it keeps flying toward you guys, and making a ruckus in the sky. And they don't do anything yet. They can't do anything. So, all right, everyone, roll for initiative. Gonna roll initiative, and they already have.
Select your tokens first. Should we put?
Oh yes. All right, we'll say after that first round, after that first blow, they make enough. They make enough approach that now they're within range of Mando, so that can be the trigger there, and then the ship can get one more round off before it's like these things are going to be up on you. They're like coming at you full speed.
Okay.
The creature is the one that got hit by the stone took damage. It like, you know, you could see it was damaged in its flight, and it took a second to regain its footing. Not footing because you're in the air, but the second one you just blasted with fire, and it seems to just eat that, and it just goes right through it, and almost like it's just more air it's traveling through. It does not seem deterred, and the closer this thing gets, it's almost galloping in the sky. And close enough now, sharp eyes, the helmet.
Is this a creature or another ship?
Yes, these are two creatures. Yeah, they're large, but they are creatures. And they're.
I can't see them where I'm at, right? Do I have to ascend up?
You were in the. Yeah, you can look. Mando's like on.
Well, can I see them? Or...
Yeah, go ahead. Roll for perception.
So you're saying fire damage was ineffective?
Ineffective. It does not seem to be effective. They blaze right
well, I
through
still
it.
got one more attack real quick.
Yeah.
So I've got...
dirty 19.
Go ahead with the attack.
So pulls up the blaster pistol, fires off, sees that that's ineffective. Shoulder cannon comes out, takes aim.
Ooh.
Only 15 to hit.
15 misses.
But it would have been 10 force damage.
Yeah, Candy, you see that whoa, the force blast going through the air and like disrupting the air particles around it, and it just these things are nimble enough in the air, and it just misses. And Null, as you see this happen, and the creature dodges the air blast, and they're so close now they do a flyby, and you see it's something that it has the body of some kind of large cat, but with huge eagle wings, and then the face also very bird-like, and but then the skin seems to be some kind of metal, and not unlike the Neverweakened shiny like iridescent metal, and as it does, go ahead.
Is it armor?
Yes, it's like armor. No, it's not wearing armor. It's made of it. Not unlike Null.
It's not okay. Because I was going to use Earthbind for the first time, and I thought this would be a really good try for that. But if it's not organic, I don't think it would work.
Yeah, you would have to try to find out. Yeah. So, as it does a flyby, Null, it shakes the hull as it goes by, and you go, yeah. You just hear it laugh, and it'll circle around again and start to, but it stays within range. It's very close now. That was an attack.
That's Mando's turn.
Okay. We'll go to Cal.
Alright. So Cal is gonna make his way up top. Be able to move. and I'm going to activate my emboldening bond. We'll do it. When I get up there, I see Mando and Gryke, right?
Up.
Like close by.
Yeah, technically.
Activate emboldening bond on us three. That way you get that extra D4
Nice.
for your attack ability check, saving throw. And that's my action. I got up there and I activated that. And I have my staff out ready. First I'm going to try to... Next turn.
Okay.
Greg.
Who all did you put that emboldening bond on?
You, Gryke, and myself. Mando, Gryke.
Okay. Could we say and time it that during Gryke's turn, one of these things is like during the flyby of the ship about like, I don't know, 30 feet away?
30 feet. We will, and this guy will even, we'll say it'll like stop and do like a hover thing. Kind of off and up a little bit from where you are. So in mid-air, we'll start using real measurements, I guess. We'll do... So if he was like... something like that. We'll keep it something like that. So, yeah, one's like 10 feet up, and then 25, 30 feet out, and then another one similar but on the bottom side. So this is kind of how they start to form an orbit around the Neverweakened. But the one, so the one that does a flyby, that was mostly like to shock, and it does not scare, but like startles Null and everybody who is standing there. And the one, like you're saying, Gryke, he comes, and this one's more kind of scanning the area, and he kind of squares up with you 30 feet away, and he's gonna say, as he's flapping, he's like, Ilpa sends his regards. Yeah, time to deal with the Pewter Griffins. So, and when he does that, though, he's going to use his one thing, and then we'll get on initiative. He's going to... This ability is called Kablooey Loogie. This, much like a cat, hawking up a hairball, as soon as he's giggling after he says that, and he coughs up a tiny, a small boulder almost, and it's steaming, and Gryke, it goes we'll say 10 feet to closer to the back of the ship, or almost to the back of the deck where you're standing, and this hot rock just lodges itself into the deck, and it seems to melt the deck a little bit, but then cool a second, so there's a steaming pile behind you. and then so back to you. Your turn.
Okay. Seeing that, oof, what do I want to do? What would I do? I don't know.
What are you gonna do, wise guy?
Noel's gonna make a comment and be like, dude, are birds normally like this?
I don't know. Let's see. You know what? I'm not gonna do what I was originally planning, but I am going to. Gryke is going to tee up with this rock that is on the deck now, and is going to try to hit it like a golf ball back at the thing that spatted at us.
Oh, okay.
DM's surprised. What? You what?
Okay.
Oh, you can try it. Go
Hold
ahead.
on, where's the mechanic for that?
What would you like me to roll?
If you're doing it like golf swing, I guess strength. If you want to, you've got what? You got your quarterstaff, you got your...
Using the halberd.
Oh,
just lining it up, just...
like Happy Gilmore style?
Yeah. Trying to get that thing yeeted over there.
Yeah, we'll just do a dry roll, but I will say... you notice that it is wedged. It's like it. Let me describe this better.
Welded to the hole.
Right. It's like half exposed because it's like.
Okay.
It's not like you said, a golf ball. It's not a fully exposed golf ball. Imagine like a golf ball that's halfway in the hole and it's like welded to the hole. So it's kind of it's very hot. So there you might have a chance, but even by looking at it, and you don't have to know about a ton about blacksmith stuff, you would see that this is cooling metal. This is metal in the process of cooling, and that would you know run the risk of destroying your halberd in the process.
Yeah, that's gonna be difficult. Okay, then instead, what I'm going to do is Gryke knew something he hasn't done in a while. He's going to cast a spell. He's not angry.
What?
But he does.
I honestly didn't know you had magic.
Crazy,
I know,
true.
right? The Thorn Whip. He's going to attempt to grab one of the wings of the Griffin that's talking crap.
Ooh, okay.
The Thorn Whip. So I don't have the
Trying to whip Pewter Griffin. Yeah.
The robe, I'm wearing it. I just don't have it equipped in this thing yet, so it's going to be an additional +2 for this. But let's see what it does. That's going to be a 19 to hit. Oh, what? Why is rage on? Whoops. Turn that off. Okay.
19 hits. No, 19 misses. 19 misses.
Alright, roll your d4.
Oh, yeah, we get a D4 now.
Oh yeah.
So it'll probably hit.
So the
4.
Definitely hits. So yeah. That one hits. So that'd be 21, right? 21 hits. No, 23. 23 hits.
Yeah, 23. So yeah, that'll be a total of 11 piercing damage. And then I will pull it 10 feet closer.
Oh.
Through the whole ship?
Trying to get it closer. Just like grabbing it. Grab a wing and just put one foot on the banister outside and pull it closer. Like, come here. I'm going to get you in range one way or another.
Yeah. Oh, that kind of tickles that loser. He takes it. So Gryke will notice the Thorn Whip does that. All works. It all works. But the piercing damage that you would normally expect from your thorns, ripping through flesh and everything, it just seems not. They are scratching him up a little bit, but it's not. It doesn't seem like as effective as it should be. As some of the thorns even are snapping off, trying to fight against the metal skin, the pewter. The pewter peel. Is that what was total damage?
It'd be 11.
So okay. And we're gonna say it's that one. This one. Cool. And how drags you 10 feet closer?
Yeah, it'll be 10 feet closer.
Okay. All right, that it for Gryke?
That's all I've got.
No.
Okay, so this is where a couple of things can happen.
You're inside right now.
Am I inside? Can I jump from this deck, or do I actually have to? Is there a window I can jump out of?
Is there? Like you could dramatically break one and go through it.
Well, my idea is the Griffin that was pulled a little bit closer.
Mm-hmm.
I want to jump out the window and dramatically cast Thorn Whip to pull myself onto one of them.
Ooh, okay, risky.
Right around, form up around the neck as like rings.
Hope you hit.
Yeah, no, that's badass. But you guys are not. It's pretty high off the ground.
Well, that's where I was wondering too. Would jump consider like your movement speed too? So I can only jump the 30 or 40 feet.
You can jump your strength score.
Yeah, this might be like the beginning of the Other Guys movie where they just jump off the tower. Splat.
Yeah, so for instance, my strength score is 11, so that means I can jump 11 feet.
Okay, well I'm 13, so
with a 10-foot running start.
Okay. So I have to be very close. Okay, but like, can I do it in reverse a little bit? Because Thorn Whip, 30-foot reach.
If you hit, you can pull
range.
10 feet closer to you, and then you would need to jump the remainder of the distance.
Which would be, if he was 30 feet for me to hit him the first time, it means he's 20 feet now. Yeah. So if he pulls another 10, so he'll only be 10 feet. Technically,
yeah, I could do that, yeah. The same exact bird in the sky, I will try and do Thorn Whip on for an 18.
What's with all these thorny guys? That whip misses.
That will be
18 misses.
18 misses.
18 misses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did he? Did you jump?
I'm confused as to why his failed.
It's just got an AC 20.
Because he got 23.
Yeah, 23 hits.
Yeah.
18 misses.
As a bonus action. No, I'm not going to do that yet. That's it. Null just is left in confusion as to why the other guys worked. His didn't.
Did Null jump out though? I'm curious.
No. That was that I was talking out loud, and I think it'll be better if I whip him first, and then get him close enough, and then do the jump. So I don't get lost in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's risky. High up in the air. I would say you could, like, Gryke could maybe throw you, or you could be the ammunition for the mangonel, maybe. I don't know.
That would be interesting. I have feather fall, so like.
There you go.
Gryke has anger.
All right, back to the Pewter Griffins.
Well, actually, hold on. Don't I have one of my birds, my little bird out?
Do you have him out?
So is Void out, or have you not thrown them on the map?
So
you can pull them onto the map.
Null still in the main cabin, I guess, with Titus and Vorenus, and just tried Thorn Whip, and then that kind of fell flat. Now he's like reeling that back in, recovering from that, trying to decide what to do next. And you startled because right behind you, you hear crash, crash, 2 crashes. It's the Pewter Griffin behind you, his claws up against the window as his claws shatter a little bit, and glass goes falling to the ground on the main deck. And this second Pewter Griffin is going to, and he's doing this throw up move, and you see his throat light up almost like it's getting hot. And right next to you is like a meteor almost, except point blank range. Get lodged into the main deck, on the bridge now, and just like the one that Gryke saw at the back of the ship is now this heaping pile of rock and metal stuck in, and it seems to be like throbbing and growing, and it like laughs at you as it sees you notice it, and then just kind of does the thing where you just let go and his wings catch the air. He's like, and he just out of sight for you. So all that happens. So he'll plant his seed on the
Excuse me?
bridge, and
don't
then
like that.
the second, the one you guys in the air have been harassing, Gryke, is he in your whip, or did that? How is it working? Or that only works over the one move?
It's not maintained.
Okay.
Like mechanically, no, it's not maintained. It's just like grab, pull a
Gotcha.
little bit closer. Thematically, I was like, oh no, it's like him pulling in closer. It's like a struggle. That way, if Null was going to do something, it'd have been another pull and then jump on.
Gotcha. So yeah, he free to move now. He does kind of and you notice him look. He's like squared up with you, right? Like in battle, clearly, but he looks over to his loogie that he hawked earlier, and he like cackles a little bit before going back to you. And he's going to his other ability, just a basic Rockaloogie. Again, he's hovering in the air. He's going to spit at Gryke for, how does this? Here we go. 29 to hit.
Just a miss.
That is 16 bludgeoning damage plus 7 force damage.
Oh boy.
So you get the rock bashes against your shell, and it's such a percussive force. It like rattles, and you feel it in your lungs and ribs and everything. It just like rattles you uncomfortably. This thing. So, but this one is not like hot and steamy. It's just like a rock. So now there's this giant rock at your feet that you just got bashed with. But the Pewter Griffin does just like a little circle as he stays within range still, but kind of cackling around on top. And that brings it to Mando.
So something I guess noticed earlier that I wanted to quickly clarify. When I did my initial shots, I thought that was because I had the superior range and could shoot at them before they got to us.
Yes.
But I was also top in the initiative order, so should I have gone twice? Like when they got to us, that's when the fight kind of started.
Yes. You could have one more. Yes.
It's like because my range is 240 feet, and they closed that distance in a round. So I assumed I would have gotten at least one shot off before the fight started.
Yeah, we'll count that as the fire damage that you saw that did not damage,
Mm-hmm.
and that could be the free one, and then we can circle back to the normal.
I'll just pew 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 pew
Yeah.
in this round. Okay. So still focusing on the one that has taken damage from the mangonel, and seeing that the fire damage was not effective, Mando's going to quickly take his blaster pistol and clip it to his utility belt, where it's hooked up with the agonizing blaster negative energy, switching damage types.
Yes.
To fire at the one that's kind of circling us.
Yeah.
20 to hit.
20 hits.
Gosh, only 4 damage. Jesus.
For 4. And that's force damage?
4 force damage. Yeah.
Okay. It hits, and he seems to take the full damage.
So does that. Gonna shoot it again for the second attack. 26 to hit for
Hits.
11 damage.
Force. Okay.
And then again, the shoulder cannon is gonna fire twice to.
War Machine.
Yeah. Just like he's literally like he's.
Oh, did he freeze?
He got both sides.
Okay. He got to it. Oh, that's funny.
Quick, somebody take a screenshot.
Right? Oh, he's forever frozen. It's recording the whole time.
Am I good?
Oh, you're back.
Now you are.
That was such a good time to freeze.
So, while he's pointing and shooting, the predator auto targeting cannon on his shoulder is also firing away.
Yeah.
So two force ballista shots. First one misses. Second one hits.
You can have a D4 at once.
So 9 force damage, and he is pushed 10 feet away.
Let's see, backwards.
Right. Snip, snap, snip, snap.
But yeah, definitely War Machine vibes as
Awesome.
he just doom 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 doom
Hell yeah.
from his position. And I'm not moving or anything, so that's my turn.
As that display, freaking Chinese fireworks show from Mando, just it seems like he just turns into literally like a fireworks show malfunctioning when it all goes off at once. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh shoot! I messed that up
Wait, he's got more shit.
because it's agonizing blaster shoots twice because it's Eldritch Blast.
Yes.
So two more shots of agonizing blaster. So that hits, but it's only just the 7 force damage. It's
Okay.
not. Don't add up the arcane firearm, and then that one misses. So just 7 more damage.
All right.
So really,
And these are hitting
Flat.
too. Yeah. And thematically, we'll say the Griffin is doing evasive maneuvers and really quick too. But all these shots are just following him. It's so much going on. Awesome. Awesome. So
the true artillerist.
right as Mando's blasting shit, Gryke notices on the hull that first Rockalugi that came. Sorry, let me think. Okay, so the stone that lodged itself and started messing with the metal, it all seems to be growing now, and it's swirling with the alloys of the ship, and the rock itself's growing, and it starts to like a cell under a microscope, duplicating, and it grows up to and it becomes this figure right in front of you. And the ground shakes a little bit as underneath your feet as this thing arms burst forth from just a jumble of rocks, and one boom, and a fist comes down and slams itself into the hull. 2, another one, woo, boom, another arm comes down, and then wings simultaneously at once, boom, I don't know, just wings open up at the same time, really quickly, and then 2 more arms. So now 2 sets of arms and wings, and this head begins to emerge from it and looking right at you with burning eyes, as the form of a creature, a horned creature with 4 arms and wings, emerges from the rock that the Pewter Griffin spewed forth. And just roars at you.
Awesome.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And it's not gonna move this round, but then also let's see, Null, where you are. In the main deck, you may have started to investigate the heaping asteroid thing that is burying itself, burrowing through the hull on the bridge. But as soon as the ground beneath you shakes from what Gryke's seeing back there, it almost stirs this one into action, and before you, but just like I just described with the one for Gryke back there, stone begins to duplicate, and then rock on rock, and it just emerges into this giant boulder, boom, pops itself into existence and then starts to like raise up, and it seems to be like there's a face on it and arms and jagged parts coming out of itself. And you see before you an earth elemental right in front of you on the main deck, and then Gryke in front of you is a four-armed gargoyle, a monstrosity, and so looking angry. So there they are. That's what they do. Boom, boom. And they're not going to attack anything. Cal's turn.
Alright. Do I notice these things appearing up right? Well, I'm pretty sure I hear them appearing beside me.
You're above where the earth would be, but you would see the gargoyle.
Yeah.
It's on top of the ship.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to get. I'm gonna attack the griffin that's in the air.
Okay.
Cast lightning bolt.
Woo!
It needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Big zap.
I'm assuming it's my spell set DC, which is a 16.
So you're not going to like this. But he doesn't really have to make a save for this one. The lightning. Straight from their, what is it? What are you shooting it from? Your staff?
Yeah, staff.
It arcs, and immediately, it does like lightning. It's not like it goes from A to B. It's almost like it just exists. So it does the arc thing, and it's awesome. And a huge bolt. Everyone's like, temporarily blinded. And then when the flash dies and the arc remains, you see the arc going around the Pewter Griffin and around it, and it just falls on nothing. And the Pewter Griffin cackles. Oh, whoopsie. As the lightning just goes around him. And you get the feeling it's immune to lightning damage.
Okay. Alright, well,
Earlier, was it immune to fire damage as well, or just resistant?
It took no damage from the fire. And
It's
just now,
resistant
it took no
here.
damage from the lightning.
But immune to fire and lightning.
okay.
Come.
All I really got.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Come.
Just bolt lightning, just don't guy. Aziraphale, sorry guys.
Pewter Griffin. So now
Can you that?
it's up to Gryke. What does Gryke do? Face to face with Goro from Mortal Kombat.
Pretty funny. Gryke's gonna see the opponent. A sly smile is gonna kind of encroach in his face, and he is going to rage.
Yeah.
But this one is not where, this one's more of a quiet, serene rage now. It's a little bit different.
Ooh.
It's almost like a flowing rage as opposed to just straight anger. And yeah, so
Content and rage.
Ultra instinct rage.
pretty much.
Or like the God of Destruction energy.
There we go. And we're gonna go ahead and attack a few times. Alright, so we're going to
Got a D4 for one of those.
that's first attack. $15.
Ooh. Is that a 15? That's the with everything. So the halberd. How are you swiping in?
The first one's gonna come in as like a stab.
So as you stab, as you come in, it doesn't do like a matador, like a quick move to the left. It's just kind of there's so many hands it has. As your halberd comes in, and you're not slow by any means, but it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4. With each grasp, it like stops your blade completely, and it misses.
Well, so that's I'm gonna go ahead and use the bless, and so that makes that a 19.
4, 19. Well, okay, well then 19 hits. Just add the 19.
It's like that the hands stop it, but then it just pokes through the hands.
Divine Howard.
Divine light of God blesses it and just pokes through the hands. So that's gonna be the first one. That's gonna be 17 damage for the first hit.
So is this weapon
Magical.
adamantine?
Adamantine? No, that just all that negates is criticals.
Well, weapons themselves are different. Armor negates criticals, but weapons are. I'll have to look that up real quick.
I'll put it in as it's written here. So it is resistant, but from non-magical attacks not made with adamantine words. So I think it counts as magical, right? Because
it's a +2 halberd. So
so it's already magical. So never mind.
Yeah. Okay.
Resistances. So it's still. I think it still has a resistance, but it's not. Yeah, we're good.
So they are unusually effective when used to break objects in weapon form.
Okay.
There you go.
Whenever an adamantine weapon or ammunition hits an object, the hit is a critical.
The first one. So they're coming again. I'm gonna try them again. Hit him again. Well, that's a 26.
26 hits for sure. So 26
That's another 13 damage. And then let's see. Where's that bonus? D4. That's right. Same ability modifier, so I get to roll that. So I'll roll a different damage for this one. This is the bonus action polearm mastery attack.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a 28 to hit, but it's just a D4 for the damage die. So that'll be 3 plus the rage damage, so 5 on that one.
Well, 3 plus 4 plus 2, so it's still.
Yep.
Still
Okay.
9.
Worked out.
So yeah, Gryke gets the feeling he's making some progress, but honestly, it's like literally fighting a stone statue. It's you're just like whittling away at stone, sentient stone.
Perfect.
Push it off so it falls.
It's got wings.
Yeah, it's got wings.
I was like, that was my first thought. I was like, oh, I'm gonna shove.
Break one of its wings.
I mean, yeah.
Maybe they just wish I-
All right, that it for Gryke.
Yeah, that's all Greg's gonna do right
Null,
now.
back on the bridge.
Me? Okay. So I have I'm between a rock and a hard place.
Also, I'm going to give the veterans your initiative. So if they're in the room with you, they have your initiative, and they can help.
Which two are with him?
Vorenus and Titus.
Okay, cool. I'm going to deal with a rock boy and go with pointing my hand towards him and doing entangle.
Ooh.
You must do a strength saving throw.
As the vines grasp up, and they catch this guy off guard. He's like too dumbfounded to get his bearings of what's happening. All the vines seem to bind him. It works.
It's restrained.
A creature restrained by the plants can use this action to make a strength check against against my DC. Otherwise, it's just bound there. It's just it's stuck.
So 0 movement.
0 movement.
Zero.
And all attacks are at advantage.
Yep. And then as a bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead and light my flame blade
Nice.
and just have that ready to go. So I've gone ahead and like Noel looks over and sees this rock formation come up. He's like, no, just casts a tingle and then readies his flame sword.
Can you not strike with it and summon it on the same turn?
Not in the same turn.
Not in the same turn. It's just I can turn it on. So
Just
yeah,
wills
flame
it
on,
in.
and there it is. Like,
You can command
Don't forget about Fort Knoll.
if I need to, Fort Knoll benefits me if I'm more damaged. At that point, so.
Fort no.
But I also could summon my Steel Defender here at some point.
Oh yeah.
I'll do that next turn. That's a whole action to do that. So.
Your entourage.
second
Yeah.
attack.
Plus, this place is kind of tiny in a certain context. Like now, bringing up Void wouldn't be so bad. It's a little tiny bird, but I wanted to restrain this first. So there you go. That's it in those turn.
Just have the Goliath throw the Earth Elemental out the window.
Yeah, while he's
Ooh.
while it's not,
I mean, just- yeah,
it's not.
We already have a hole in the wall. Like,
I mean, it came in. It can go out that same hole.
yeah.
It's dwarf that can attack with you.
No, doesn't one of the dwarves have a giant hammer that we could use? We could just bat it out, like golf it out.
That's Titus.
Goliath.
Goliath.
Yeah, Titus the
Yeah.
Goliath has a giant hammer. We're going to use functionally though. Before I get custom tokens, we'll just use the longsword from the veteran stat block. But Vorenus comes with his longsword, two-handed, in fact, and with advantage. Let's do that.
Yeah, you got
Yeah. Because it's entangled, yeah.
Hey, with a what does that even hit? Let me. It does. Okay, so Vorenus coming down with a now that the entanglements from Null, you see he's concentrating on the Vorenus wastes no time and does a little like gesture on his he caresses the brim of his captain's hat before double gripping the greatsword coming down to do how much damage? We'll do. Oh, does it not? Well, that's eight damage. Slashing on the Earth Elemental.
You forgot the additional plus 45 damage from the captain hat.
Captain Hat, that's right.
It's a magical captain hat.
It is.
So that would be 8, but he's only taking half damage, it seems. So he does a little bit of that, a little bit of damage. Titus is also going to he busts out his great hammer, but we don't have that stat block yet. So he's going to also with advantage. Okay, well that works. So 23 comes down for also it's a little bit of damage that you see happening. But these are like lower level party. They're not party members. These are helper guys. They're nice to have, but like they're no substitute for you guys. So, all right, and that's it for them. The Pewter Griffins. Dun dun dun. They're circling you guys. I've been making a mockery of all this. One of them. Oh shit! Both of them are down to 36. So both of these guys are going to do one more pass across the main deck and shoot. The first one's going to shoot at Gryke. This one, Peter Griffin with his Rockalugi. He's going to Rockalugi for 24 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That is 16 bludgeoning. The stone that is ejected from this Pewter Griffin, and well, it's pewter, so I'm gonna say there's a little metal in there too. These are heavy stones. It launches at you, and as soon as it hits for 16 bludgeoning, again you get like rattled, like straight up shook, and as your shell resonates all through you, you get like a wind knocked out of you a little bit from this thing. And then as it does its damage, it is going to turn, or actually, we're going to say that it flew toward you on that and then ejected the projectile, and then on its way, it's going to just keep flying that direction. And it appears as though it might be fleeing. It's like hauling ass. The other one kind of does the same thing. It's going to come down, swoop down to the front of the ship, and it sees Mando up there with the two veterans, and it's going to target Mando. And, I had Cal in the wrong place. No, Cal's up there too. I'll roll for it. You know what? Who's he gonna hit?
No, attack me, please.
Odds, Mando, evens, Cal, evens.
The one that's firing away at him.
So we'll just say he fires at the group, but he's going. This one happens to be going for Cal. So, Rockaloogie. Boom! That's 17 to hit.
It misses.
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 Hell yeah.
So the loogie goes past everybody as the on his way out, and I'm going to put him. Let's say
Deflect off a Cal's shield.
Yeah, just like close.
we will say they are on their way away from the ship now, and we'll maybe one more round. You could try what's it called, take pot shots, but they seem to be fleeing. I had it built in. If they get bloodied, they're gonna bail. So, yeah. In fact, the last one I got hit, it's gonna on its way. But it brings it back to Mando.
Do I fight these guys or turn my attentions to the ones that are on the ship? Does either one? They both look to be equally damaged?
Yes, literally equally. I didn't mean for it, but yeah, they're.
Then I'm gonna keep firing at the one that I have been firing on.
Okay.
2 agonizing blasts and a eldritch cannon. First one is a miss. Oh, and another miss.
Oh no!
You have that D4.
You've got 1d4 per
If it's
grouping of
not-
attack.
It is already being added.
Oh. Oof.
We have accounted for this.
We only one time.
Wait, hold on. I think it's being added. It's not. Sorry.
Once per sheet.
No, that doesn't help. But the Eldritch Cannon, try and... Oh my gosh. Whiff.
Yeah. We'll chalk it up to just excellent dexterity by the Pewter Griffins. They're just so agile in the air. Light on my feathers, douchebag.
Like on the dice, I rolled a 5, a 4,
Oh,
and a 6.
no.
That's like pretty unlikely to be that shitty over and over and over. It's impressive.
Sure is. I'm pretty impressive in that way.
Also, you just like destroyed earlier, like all out fireworks show. All right, giant 4-armed gargoyle.
Go.
Squared off with Gryke. Gryke is now raging and let's say like, you know, muscles and what are the veins popping, like pulsing, just crazy, like live action turtles, like the 2014 turtles, like way too steroid level turtle. Marching to, you know, squaring up with this gargoyle, uses halberd. This thing is going to unleash his gargoyleness upon thee, and you're the only one here, so Gryke is going to take the full brunt of this attack.
Just the way he likes it.
Yeah.
The gargoyle makes 5 attacks, 1 with its bite and 4 with its claws.
What's his range?
here we go. Oh well, first of all, okay, yeah. First of all, he'll scoot to within.
Well, no. So then I'm going to, as a reaction, poke him, and if I succeed, he doesn't get to move.
Okay.
I love this combo sometimes. This is like exactly what it's meant for. Come on, hot dice.
So.
Damn.
So.
Wait, you're D4. You're D4.
Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see. Come on. 18.
So 18 hits.
Yes. So his speed is reduced to 0. So he would have tried to approach me, and then got stabbed on the approach and got stopped in his tracks, and took 16 damage.
Okay. Oops. Ah.
It's like he takes one step forward, and the halberd just instinctively stabs into his foot.
Okay, so how does he get out of this, or what happens?
His speed's 0.
Yeah, basically just can't move this turn. So he can do anything else that involves range or, anything that's not melee.
No, that's it. That's let's see.
It can fly. Though.
Well, no, because his range is
movement
is 0. Yeah.
Movement is 0.
So with your ability, this you had some misses earlier, and you were kind of just like, literally it feels like just whacking away at stone, like you're wasting your time. But all that whacking gave you a little insight as to how this thing moves, and as it I'm thinking more like as a monk approach. Like
that's what I'm thinking. It's like multiple hits, and then the magical.
Yes, like the pressure point.
Just freeze up.
5-finger death punch or whatever, so this thing is like coming to you, and it's not really paying attention to like the combination of all these pressure points being tapped. So it comes at you full, confidence as its mouth opens, and you see these teeth are huge, man. They're like just one tooth is like the size of your hand, and as it comes down with all 4 arms, it raises them as if it's about to slam, and then ding, you just hit like the perfect little pressure point. It's like and you see instead of slamming down with all 4s, this thing just shits itself right in front of you, and it's like bo 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 bo, like rocks shoot out from its ass onto the ground, and but they're not like special rocks. This is just shit rocks. So unable to move. It's frozen, or not literally paralyzed, but for the sake of this round, paralyzed. So badass, cool.
Hell yeah!
All right, back to the Earth Elemental up in the main cabin, the bridge with Null. This thing is entangled, right? So it's got speed 0, right? And it has to use a strength save to try to get out.
If it chooses to instead attack, it's just a disadvantage.
Well, then we'll just do that. I think it's not going to logically think through in this moment and be like, okay, I need to get out of this first. It's just gonna kind of flail around the room and see what happens. So multi-attack, so at disadvantage, it will try to slam Null with a disadvantage.
Ooh.
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
See. To no avail. This so you see it move, and it kind of like what Gryke just experienced. This thing rears back with one of its appendages, and as soon as like that little trigger to come down and start, slamming down is supposed to happen, a little tiny vine that's flowering just wraps it around, and this thing is completely unable to complete its slam motion as this little sweet potato vine completely wrecks his shit, unable to do anything. It's stuck there. So very nice. Cal up where by Mando.
Yep. Alright, so how far away are these griffins? would you say?
We're gonna say this is the last round of in range. Like if you got anything that is a ranged attack, and then after that they'll be out of here.
They're immune to lightning and fire. We know that much.
Yeah.
At least though.
Away, so I'm thinking Cal's more going along the lines of the one that's actually still at 16, one that's on the ship right now. So I'm going to attack the forearm.
How dare you take Gryke's prey?
That is attacking Griffin.
Yeah, so you're like at a higher. You have the higher ground. You're probably 10 feet higher, and I don't know, 30 feet closer toward the front of the ship.
So I can't remember. Are we doing is spiritual weapon? Is it just bonus cast? Or can I cast another spell?
It also
One is
attacks.
you cast it and it attacks.
Yeah,
Well, let's say, can I cast it and another spell, or is it just
not a leveled
spiritual
spell. That'd have to be like spiritual weapon and a cantrip.
weapon? Okay. Okay. Well, I'll cast spiritual weapon and. I'll just do something though.
Oops. Oops. Get off. Get off. No.
Okay, so it's
I don't think a 4 would even.
you don't think forward now. Okay.
I'm thinking his AC is closer to an 18.
All right. So, and I'm gonna try the sacred flame on this guy, which is a dex save.
Okay.
It's got 15.
Which guy?
On the
The
gargoyle.
Oh, the gargoyle.
gargoyle.
Dex save for gargoyle. Ah! Mr. Gargoyle gets a 18.
All right.
Probably a cantrip, so probably nothing.
No damage.
Yeah, no damage. All right.
Okay.
But nothing.
And spiritual weapon or no?
No, spiritual weapon missed.
It missed.
Oh, it missed. Oh no. Okay. Gryke. Back to Gryke.
Oh yeah, Gryke sees the telltale spiritual weapon of his buddy, and then I guess a fizzle of a flame appear on this rock monster's back. Just tisk. And
Burns up the turds that came out.
and I'm going to rinse and repeat. So keep chipping away at this guy, trying to remove him from existence. Go ahead and first attack.
Yeah.
2 for 18 damage.
Okay.
And then the second attack's gonna come in 16. We're gonna go ahead and do my emboldening bond. Ooh, so that's a non-natural 20
Nice.
for 15 damage.
Ooh, okay.
How's he looking?
I mean, strong.
Okay. I'm gonna go again. Do last bonus action. It'll be a 20 to hit, but
Yep.
the actual damage is going to be 3 plus 7, 9.
9.
9.
9. Get that. Okay.
And it's just another whirlwind of strikes. And then Gryke's also going to move back 5 feet. So then if the guy steps forward, again, we can rinse and repeat this, keeping him away from me.
Yeah. So yeah, now you're starting to do some damage here. You see, there's like a and I guess Vorenus is engaged in battle now. So like the Neverweakened is at a complete stop, just kind of hovering in the air now. But as you're boom, 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 all these blows on this gargoyle, it's, you know, it'll dodge some, it takes some hits, and again, there's 4 arms, so it's kind of weird to see all that bob and weave. You're not used to seeing this kind of body movement, and you're developing almost like a cloud of stone just from all the bashing that you're doing against this guy. It's like he's getting confused in his own body's being pulverized, and it's in the air, everything. So, but he still hanging on strong. I wouldn't say blooded yet. He's strong boy, big boy. But Null brings us back to Null on the bridge.
Okay, me on the bridge. Things entangled. It hasn't had a really good time so far. How heavy is it?
The elemental?
Yeah.
Probably
It's probably way more. It's way more than I could shoot with catapult. Okay.
Yeah.
Your catapult's like 5 pounds.
Yeah, not 500 pounds. That's
Yeah.
what this rock formation may be.
Oh, that thing 50,000 pounds.
Yeah, I would think closer to like 1,000 at least. That's a big guy.
I don't know. Working in
okay, so
rock is pretty small.
with the construction of this rock, and I'm going to get kind of technical, are there gaps in between? Is it like clumps of just rock on rock, or is it like solid?
Is it like the thing?
The thing, yeah. Are there
Fantastic
gaps
Four.
between sections of it?
I would say that it's almost fluid. Like, so if there are gaps, it only lasts for like a split second, and this thing's constantly shifting. More like hard as a rock, but fluid like soil almost in its movements.
Can I use Durocraft and throw watermelon seeds into it?
I mean, you could try. I thought that's where you're going with it, but I mean,
They might get grinded up like a mortar and pestle.
Yeah, especially if it's a living rock. That's probably just basically a blender.
Yeah.
And I can't use mold earth on it, right? Because it has to be natural and not magical. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna hit it with my flame sword.
Yeah.
Burn up your entangle.
Ooh, but hey, Entangle has mechanics for getting set on fire.
Yeah. 22 to hit?
No, that hits, yeah.
We'll roll to advantage. That crit.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could crit.
Get that crit.
Crit damage or just roll?
No, you roll again.
Roll again to see if you
See if you can get a crit.
Yeah.
The hit die or the damage die?
Hit.
Good night.
It's a
Because you have
hit.
advantage.
Nope. That was a nat 1 plus 7.
All right.
It's okay. 22
Did I use
hits.
the 22? Okay. So you're gonna get 11 damage. That's fire damage. That's on there. And then with the entangle being put up, I don't see anything where it says about getting on fire.
I think web is actually the one that.
The web
Web.
has the mechanic on it, so nothing really happens for that. But
You got him though. That the fire damage, it does damage, full damage.
does hurt him. That's it. I prepare my next attack by coming back and holding the sword ready.
Okay. Up next is the Pewter Griffins. They're going to use their turn to get out of here.
Oh,
Is a call out.
Flee the scene. Not this time.
Bastards.
And Mando. Back to Mando.
So I'm going to, if I can I come over to like here on the main, like I guess on the top deck?
Yeah.
and shoot down on the Griffin?
Well, the Pewter Griffins have fled. They're
The gargoyle, you
Oh,
mean?
sorry, not the Griffin. The
gargoyle.
Gargoyle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll lean over the railing to the platform below where Gryke and the gargoyle are fighting, and
Yeah.
start unloading on the gargoyle. Yeah. So we'll start with agonizing blaster for 12 force damage.
Okay.
And then following that up with another one. I don't know if an 18 hits or not. I think it does. Does an 18 hit?
18 hits.
I think it's
So,
neat.
just the 4 force damage on this one. No arcane firearm.
Okay.
And then Eldritch Cannon on him. This one I will use the D4. So bump that up to a 20 for 13 force damage.
Woof. So, Gryke, the cloud of dust that you created, slicing this guy, it's, it was hurt, but not, well, I mean, technically bloodied. So you see this thing starting to regather its strength and, position itself to where it's going to make another attack. And as it starts to lunge forward, it just as it emerges from its cloud of dust, from behind you, so like over your shoulder, boom, 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 these blasts come in and just go. Oh, and for the first, several hits it takes from Mando, and for the first time, this thing, has to do the thing where it takes a knee. It's just been blasted so hard, so it's finally bloodied.
So,
Did he freeze?
Down.
Frozen.
In the middle of talking again.
check.
Oh, check. We're
We good.
we're good. He's
There
back. Okay.
So what I wanted to add was when it gets hit by the force ballista, it gets pushed back 10 feet. But I wanted it
nice.
to be it gets hit and kind of does a backward tumble along the deck, and maybe it lands in its little 3-point stance. But
Yeah.
as that happens, Greg's looking up, and Mando's just kind of gives him the nod. I got you back.
I got you back. Nice. Well, that's back to the formed gargoyle. Then, after taking all this and getting blasted back through its cloud of itself, it's angry. Ah! He's gonna try now. He's gonna try to. Actually, he sees Gryke ready. Gryke's sitting there ready, like a scorpion, almost poised with his halberd, ready to strike. And he's gonna make a strategy decision. And actually, you still may be able to do your same thing you were gonna do with your, I don't know, your bullshit, but he is gonna try to do he has flight speed, so he's gonna do kind of a Superman bound with his wings, and he sees he being shot by Mando over there, and he's gonna try to do whoa, and just jump over Gryke and land on Mando's area. So I will say, you have the reach. He doesn't get far enough, so you can try your thing. It'll just be above you.
That's 22.
Ah, fuck. So that hits.
Just catches him, puts him down. It's like he grabs up, and I'm imagining Gryke just reaches behind him and grabs him with the halberd and does a spinning motion and puts him right back in front of him.
Oh, boom, slam him down.
Well, so since that would happen above Gryke, right? So he'd be above. He'd be basically in front of Mando, above Gryke.
And falling.
Well, the speed of 0 doesn't make him fall.
That's true. So let's say he's flying and then you stop him mid-flight. He's it could be. Oh, let's say so he's struggling with the blade of your halberd, he's at the end of it, and it's stuck in him a little bit. He's So that's what we'll do. He'll be like directly above Gryke and struggling,
Perfect.
caught on the halberd. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was that was 17 damage.
Oh fuck. Okay, so there's that.
I
Okay.
kinda just want to get attacked.
All right, back to the Earth Elemental in front of Null. He is still going to attack with disadvantage. Just trying to slam folks.
We're bringing to the slam.
Ooh, for a dirty 20.
Yeah, that hits.
For 14 damage, bludgeoning, as he comes down and slams down on top of Null's gears.
Null just gets, has to take a step back a little bit.
Big slam.
He
Is
wasn't
that just
expecting
one?
that.
That's all he does. Oh, 2 slam attacks. And then, having done that, he'll try to aim for one of the other veterans. Two slam attacks. For 11. And that misses. So only Null
Should
takes
be able
the...
to, like, on that token, toggle advantage or disadvantage. And that way you don't have to roll twice each time.
Pro tip.
Anyway. So, advantage. Or disadvantage. Boom. There. Okay. Should work now. So if I do... This one didn't count. But okay, yeah. Nice. Okay. Very good. That's it for him. Cal!
Alright, so I cast my spiritual weapon, but it didn't hit that last time, so am I able to cast another spell since spiritual weapon is already cast?
Yes.
Or
Just
It's not a concentration spell, so yeah, you can do whatever you want.
okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna. I'll bonus action my spiritual weapon to hit him again. Try to.
Yeah. Ah!
damn.
Bad rolls!
Alright, well it's what I'm holding the stack, it's a +2, so that's 13. And even if I rolled D4, that would max would be
18 was his AC.
yeah, so I don't
Sure.
do that.
I mean, if you maxed out...
Bonus, so I'm going to
If you rolled a 4 on the D4, it would hit.
Even with the 4, it only gets 17.
Well, unless Sean's saying the AC 17.
Mmm.
Mm.
It might be. So it might be 17. It's either just been an 18 or way above 20 or just low.
One of the Pewter Griffins had a higher AC. They were.
Yeah.
They have.
They were what, at 20, 21, something like that?
They are. Pewter Griffins are 20. Gargoyle is lower. So did you want to do that?
I'm gonna cast web on this gargoyle.
Ooh, okay.
Air.
Make him fall onto Greg.
Right? Is Greg on the web also?
I don't need to move.
Um,
I'm not trapped in here with them. They're trapped in here with me.
It's a dex save, so go ahead and roll. Beat a 16.
Alright, so you're casting web?
Yeah, I'm casting web.
Boom! The cleric unleashes, what is it, 20 by 20?
Are you adding the +2 to your AC from the staff as well?
It doesn't say. It says spell attacks. It doesn't say saves.
Well, it wouldn't matter. So he fails.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stuck in the web above Gryke. How does this? Is it like? Is part of the web attached to the hull? And it's like.
No, I mean, depending on how he positions the web, I would assume it just restrains the gargoyle, and he just is no longer able to fly and falls.
Nice.
It's like a fishing net drops over him.
Perfect. So yeah, no, it works, and he falls.
Yeah, he can't fall. Okay. So yeah, he's restrained and he's fallen. So
Gryke has a new headdress, so it's like bear, then gargoyle. Boom. So yeah, like Looney Tunes style, the gargoyle collapses on top of Gryke. Limbs everywhere, wings. Gryke's no longer visible. This thing is like a dome over him, and it covered in web, the stone. So moving around. Gryke, how does Gryke respond?
Well, so now that this thing is all wrapped up nice and neat and with a nice little pretty bow all entangled up in the web for a little bit, Gryke is going to, in a rage, angrily that this thing fell on him, is going to pick him up and throw him overboard.
Yes! Yes! I mean,
like,
yeah.
Just deadlifts, just screw that thing! It just throws him, it's just going to throw him overboard.
I mean, do we even have to do strength advantage with,
He uses the pole arm to stick it into the gargoyle, and then actually deadlifts with the bar.
Perfect.
Clean and jerk, full extension.
Yeah, no, we don't have to do rolls. I mean, that's just good barbarian happening. Yeah, that's just good. Yeah. So absolutely, just like that, he sticks
barbarian
it.
Shit.
Like it's called the caber toss. No, not the caber toss. The sheep toss in the Scottish Highland games. You do it with bales of hay now, but yeah, it used to. So stick it with the halberd and boom, just this thing just falls over, and we'll say you guys are high enough to where you don't even have to watch. I mean, it's dead. It's gonna die. Whatever. And it was more than. I mean, it was at a quarter, almost a quarter health. So as this thing falls down, it's all you see. As you look over the side, it's trying to get out of the webbing the whole time, and it seems like one wing gets out and finally breaks free, and it's like flap, but it's trying to get free, and then smash, and just into 100 little rocks as it strikes the ground beneath you.
Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, 100%.
Perfect. And Gryke's gonna look over the edge, crack his neck a couple times, and just better. Aim the web better next time.
the first time, sorry.
And then at that point, Titus, the Goliath. Oh shit! There's still more to deal with. Null, back in the cab, or not the cab, the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
We got what are we doing? Earth elemental.
Can't push it. It's too heavy. Can't hit it. Certain spells goes crazy. Let's go ahead and do another flame. Well, yeah, flame blade hit. Am I doing advantage or flat?
No, advantage,
Still
yeah.
advantage.
19 to hit.
19 hits.
Or 3 fire damage.
Damn it.
Right?
Aren't,
Hey, I got 11 the first time around, so I'm okay with that.
Titus and Vorenus
Null strikes
also
again.
running the same?
Oh yeah.
At that, and then he's
Just
going to
advantage.
sidestep closer to the veterans.
Seriously?
He goes at it, slashes it, and then moves.
Nice. So you got a hit in, and Vorenus comes down with longsword but misses. But then Titus comes down with his, we'll say, great, hammer. Eventually, it'll be a warhammer. But he does. He makes one, and he's going to make connection for what was that? For 8 damage. He does. So both of y'all doing some damage there. Nice. Back to Mando.
So Mando's gonna run over to the other like trap door
Yeah.
to go down to the forward deck.
Yes.
Open it up, and like from the opening, use the Eldritch Cannon to target
Elemental.
the elemental.
Hell
see
yeah.
if I can see if I can blow him out of whatever
You're on
hole
mute.
is there.
Hell yeah. No, and you're right above him, so he's with advantage and all that. That's badass.
So let me see if I can put advantage on that.
I'm thinking like the Indiana Jones movies where they open the tank shafts and like what?
Yeah. Open it up, like blast through. 25 to hit on that. So Mando's, I'm assuming hit. It was 9 force damage, pushed back 10 feet. I'm not sure if that's able to actually clear the distance to like blow him out of the forward deck.
Not to blow him out.
So if I can't do it, I'll get him to the edge.
Yeah. Okay.
Of where I can blow him out, and then I'll jump down into the forward deck. And as I do that, Mando is channeling he pushes like the slaps a button on his chest, and then kind of like the Iron Man where he like shoots a ray out of his like
Hell yeah.
whatsoever. He's gonna cast Thunder Wave.
Oh
Try
shit.
and blast him that little bit farther out.
Whew. That will, yeah. We'll say that's a dex con
DC 17 con save.
save. And if he fails, it should be disadvantage. 9. Yeah, disadvantage. So, yeah, same deal. Thunderwave. Boom, boom. The repulsor ray blasts, and that's gonna. I'm assuming you aim it in a certain way that won't blow out everybody.
It does not catch out Titus yet. And
yeah, so just barely, but I'm picturing like the vessel from outside, so it looks like a dragonfly, and you're seeing the dragonfly's right eye just boom, just explode out, and this earth elemental is launched, arms flailing in the air against its back as it starts flying down, and I just want to see the damage, just for fun. Let's see. I'm gonna say you guys are 100 feet up, so 10d6. Might actually.
Well, technically, fall damage caps at 10d6 and 5e for some reason.
Lame.
it does.
16.
Yeah, you reach terminal velocity after 100 feet.
Yeah.
So this guy, we're gonna leave it up as a mystery, because even if it was max damage, he's just he's not your problem anymore. We'll say that.
It's not a problem.
We do that and keep on flying.
It's like, no, we fixed the glitch. But yeah, whoa! For story purposes, yeah, bad guy dead. Yay! Splat. Dun, dun, dun. Cool.
Excellent.
And that was the Triboar Trail. You made your own trail. It's not the one that everybody else knows. This is a different one.
Blaze the trail.
Yeah.
Hell
Cool.
yeah.
Rolled some dice. You guys feeling good?
Oh yeah, that was fun.
I didn't get to do the cool badass thing of jumping out of a plane and wrangling one of them birds in the air, but
Next time.
Well, if anything has taught me about jumping out of this Neverweakened, so it didn't work out very well.
well, because I was going to do the whole scene with Bumblebee jumping out of the plane and like the thing, it would have been great. But I did a cool thing while entangling the Earth Elemental.
Yeah, that helped. That helped a great deal.
Dia was like, "Damn it, okay, fine."
He's gonna start destroying consoles and stuff, and ripping up wires and.
Yeah, it's fun.
Hell yeah.
Right? You guys like the Pewter Griffins?
I talked to it early because I heard the voice. I'm like, "Wait, is this guy just making fun of Peter Griffin? Like, what's going on here?" And then it full lit into it. It's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're the Pewters." It's like, "Oh."
You know what really grinds my gears?
Does my character need to like stuff cotton into his ears? Like if we can hear the cackling from this far away, like, we're gonna have to do,
Like the sirens.
Right.
Con saves.